Keep moving. Let's move fast.
This is our leader.
Well, I won't say such a chaotic situation. We call it a chaotic situation. Somebody's going to say they are Salvation Army. You know, the citizens are beginning to get confused between what we call accountability for the time in office and political persecution. Let me start from you. Yeah. You know, the El-Rufai supporters preventing the security forces from arresting him. Are the people seeing political persecution, or they should be seeing accountability? Call for accountability for the time in office. You know, this call can hit anybody, any citizen. Why is it that people don't trust the government?
Well, for me, first of all, I think is this not accountability, this persecution,
okay.
And I think for the people as well, they see it as persecution, not accountability. I've always said one thing. I said, my mother said, "Who cut my head? I didn't cut my skin alongside with it." All of them that are in government today, many of them have not been in government. Don't also forget that the president himself has also had a lot of EFCC issues, from the president to the SGF to, I mean, name all of them. So I think it's political persecution. If they want to arrest Malam Nasir El-Rufai, this is a state. It doesn't have to be in a commando style.
At the airport.
At the airport. They can invite him, come along. Of course, we also have information that there are some of his allies that have been arrested for a while now at ICPC and other agencies. So if they want him to come and answer questions to things that happened during his political era, or his being a governor of a state, or being a minister of FCC, or being the DG of BP, whatever level it is, let them invite him, and also let them produce documents to which maybe he stole or something. But we've also heard from the senator representing Edo North, Adams Oshomole, that if you join APC, your sins are forgiven. So if you leave APC too, your sins are revived. So maybe that's what we are seeing. The sins are revived, and they are following him exactly.
Forgiveness is expired. So, on a serious note, you think Asiwaju is ready for this? When I mean ready for this, no matter how you look at it, El-Rufai commands the respect of northern youths.
Yeah.
They are ready. When I mean ready, they are ready to block Eagle Square if they think the invitation of El-Rufai or arrest of El-Rufai, because we learned again, which we'll confirm very soon, that the passport is seized, even why they prevented the arrest. So if you look at it, and then he goes that way, and the people say, no, we're going to go with El-Rufai and block the street and things like that. You think Asiwaju is ready to take the northern youth at this time when he has election coming on board?
Well, that is an interesting question, but before I answer a question, let me put this out there. What happened at the airport is wrong. See, no single man is greater than government. If they did the right thing, if invitation was extended to him before he traveled and he didn't honor it, if they reached out to him and he didn't honor it, I don't think what, because if we allow this to happen, every person will take you. If you want to arrest somebody, you just call his people to come to the airport. We shouldn't allow these things. This is a civilized society. Nobody.
Civilization should be on both sides. Outside of the government.
I'm going somewhere.
Yeah.
And for this government, it is. I don't think this tie is right. This is the man that was in Egypt. Even before he came out, he released a message through Sahara reporters that this government wants to arrest him. He would have stayed back, but he came back to come and face the charge.
Yeah.
They think they have against him. They should have allowed him get to wherever he's going to. He's within our country. He's within our borders. And it's an invitation to him rightly to come and answer his questions. But what I think they're trying to do is to embarrass him. There's no right.
Yes, you see, let me tell you,
no right.
oftentimes putting this El-Rufai's prevented arrest now into perspective, it appears that from government to government, we are never learning lesson. I was giving credit to DSS the way they have been operating, since under the Ajayi Olutosin. It's one of the most modest, the most civil DSS director I've ever seen in the recent times, to be honest with you. Somebody like El-Rufai is not going to run away. And I don't know, maybe he has evidence in his phone that he wants to destroy. So I'm not too certain why the commando's tie is being employed. He talked about embarrassment. And at the end of the day, if that commando's tie was so necessary and sacrosanct, how come the people were not able to prevent their arrest? They now let him go.
It's a very big shame that even that large number of persons could access restricted area at the airport. That's number one. It shows that a lot of
mob action.
No, whatever mob action is, if they were ready to arrest him, they should have also deployed the security operative and make.
So you think this is just a show?
Yeah, it's just a show, and also to show also that they don't do their things well. Now, having said that, don't forget Malame is down. Malame is in prison. Is in detention right now. El-Rufai is going that way. And listen, we just came out, or we are still in the middle of gagging or silencing the political parties, making sure nobody is coming out from anywhere to run. Okay, but we have never had something like this in our country before. And I don't think it's good for our democracy. And I don't think it's good for the Asiwaju Ahmed Bola-led government. You cannot have a government where you don't have opposition. SDP is gone, PDP is gone, ADC is on the way going, Labour Party is gone. What are we doing?
We are not aware that ADC is on the way.
ADC, let me tell you now, they have 2 cases in court.
Five cases.
Okay, thank you.
They have 5 cases. So, but let's wait. They say the coward dies before his time. It's not yet time.
PDP, we knew it was going to die.
Let me come to you. You talked about what happened, calling your kinsmen or supporters to prevent government agencies from working is not right. I think I subscribe to that, no doubt about that. But commando's tie, we should try as much as possible to avoid it. At the airport, for somebody who, like you said, was aware, he even said it, and coming back, never going to run. But to understand that sometimes the security forces can tell you that they have, intelligence, that you have some evidence with you, which if they give you preparation, to appear before that, you could destroy such, under such limited cases, if they have the court order to do so, they could do that. We don't even know whether they have, what is backing them up. But putting that aside, do you think that they are still going to go after him in the coming days?
No, I think it's obvious they want to go after him. I can tell you for free, El-Rufai was something to authority. For him to come back, he meant to do that. And Kingsley raised a very germane issue. How did that mama crack get access to our airports? Are we seeing the security?
Okay, let's look at that. Towards the end part of that video, you could see the number of people there.
How did they get access?
You can see, a lot of people are there. But This is at the external part anyway. I think this area now, where they are now, is unrestricted area.
No, this is restricted area.
Yeah,
from what I know very well, this is restricted area.
Yeah.
This is the international airport, where that's the newly built one, where you are coming out from this place. From here now, it's not restricted. But from where they were coming from, it was restricted.
Yeah, those are restricted.
Yeah, so they walk from the unrestricted
to
unrestricted. Yes. That's also to show the porosity of our airports.
You see also the security forces are also trained to, no matter how you look at it, to look at issues where they can avoid damages, which ordinarily they shouldn't have even started in the first place. Because this security force, they cannot claim not to have intelligence that his supporters are at the airport.
Yes.
They can't claim not to have that intelligence. So the reason why they allow this to go now is probably not to have a damage or any casualty.
No, okay, but what I'm saying is that they could have condoned off the area as early as yesterday.
No, there are other people are traveling.
No, condoning off, right? Hold on. You everybody have their passport, their whatever they are traveling with, their document. Where if you are going to the airport, if you go into even local airport right now, there are some places you cannot go through if you are not going out of the country.
Let me buttress what you're saying. During that end by governance movement, I remember before you get to Zuba, today they blocked everywhere off. You have to explain to them what you're going to do inside the town. So you will see that mass movement. You ask questions.
Okay, let me talk to you. Nigerians, upon arrest of Malami, for example, a lot of people saw persecution. But by the time they saw that there are 57 houses tied to Malami, in as much as they agree that there could be political persecution underneath, they started saying, this one too much. Do you think we're going to see something like that with El-Rufai?
See, they are all the same. They are all part of establishment. They are all part of those that have destroyed this country. Let's not play around it. But the question is now, why selective judgment? That's what Nigerians are asking. If we go after these people, go after all of them. They all say, so when they invest in this today's APC.
For example, now,
today's APC.
What you are trying to say that there are people serving in this government. Now, why do you have to wait till after this government? Maybe if they don't support the next one before it start coming for
so
you.
Where is Wike getting money to do rallies all around the Rivers?
Buy buses.
Hold on.
I will send you his
phone number. I can ask him, right? Okay, we have heard of story of Umar, Minister for Works, that he has everything everywhere. You see, if we are staying in this country, let's stay. If we are not staying, let's not stay. If we are saying the truth, let's say the truth.
Right.
Tell me one of them that is doing jamboree all over the place, flying aircraft. Which money, which business have they done before?
Driving benches.
Do you understand? We has ever parted before you made him a body of benchers.
He says his father is a
rich man that has limousine from where to where.
Let's leave it out of that. Let's get back to El-Rufai as it is in the coming days. Before we get this, in the coming days, is it going to be a battle line drawn between the northern youth? I can tell you, mammoth northern youth support El-Rufai, no matter what you think or talk about El-Rufai. Is Asiwaju, I talked to Peter about that, is Asiwaju ready to go on that route when he has a re-election?
No, I don't think Asiwaju is ready, but I think there's some of them playing the drums of war behind him that are ready. But you see, I think they're making a mistake. Like I said, they are still dealing with the political parties. They are not done with that. We see what's happening in Labour. We see what has happened in SDP. We see what's happening in PDP. Yeah. Now you are going into individual. So if you go into individual, you are also going to go after people like David Mark that was 8 years Senate president. You are going to go with Arebosola that was 16 years both minister under Asiwaju. You are going to go with people like Amechi that was 8 years speaker and 8 years governor and 8 years minister. So who is free from this net? The net is going to always round all of them up.
And Amechi as at last year was telling us that he was finding it difficult to buy diesel
because he doesn't have money. Because he be out of government.
so Peter, if El-Rufai is arrested, maybe more quietly in the coming days, are we going to see something like protest, or they will just calm down, go about it legally like Malami is going?
No, definitely it will be a protest, because El-Rufai is a very smart politician, very brilliant one. Firstly, he gave out the news that today's government want to arrest him. Since his madness, he has mobilized and encouraged his supporters to resist the arrest, and he went further to inform them that he was coming today. Because if he had informed them, we wouldn't have had that crowd in the airport. They were aware of his coming back. So Tinubu should weigh what he's trying to do. El-Rufai is not Malami. El-Rufai is well rooted in North. He has the grassroots with him. I think what they should have done is to put information out there, discrediting El-Rufai before the arrest.
I don't think there's going to be protests because
I think he was trying to talk to them. I don't know if if you're ready with that video, let's look at it. Let's listen to him. Okay, I think it appears they are not. Anytime you're ready, just put it on so we can listen to what he has to say. You know, if he gets arrested and the people decide to protest, are you going to see the government forces go against them? Like this government has been, they are protest phobic. They don't want to hear anything protest at all.
I think if there's protests, we might not see much of it in Abuja.
Okay.
It should be in the north, Kano, Katsina, all those ASICs. And from what we know about their protests, is usually violent.
Let's watch.
Let's listen.
Asked for a warrant or a formal invitation. Neither of these documents was provided. So he declines to follow them. In the process of trying to forcefully pull him away, they snatched one of his aides. Barrister Ubo Gakpan, Nasir El-Rufai's lawyer, has already issued a formal statement on the events of today, and I will be giving you a copy. At this point, there is nothing to add to the statement issued by Barrister Ubo Gakpan. Thank you very much.
I don't think there's going to be.
It's a media official statement.
Yes, from him.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think there's going to be protest.
Okay.
Because I think there's what we call a divide and rule system that is being played in the country right now. Don't forget, we've also weaponized a lot of hunger. It depends on who gives more. Obasan is in Kaduna State and he's playing the game with Asiwaju. They are together. So he can quell things like that. If you go to Kano, the NNPP governor has gone to APC. Yeah. So where is there going to be protest? In Abuja here, I don't think there's going to be protest.
All right, so we are going to be keeping the tab on this and we'll keep updating you as it unfolds.